And then we had a little bit of a disconnect issue. Those are always fun. But that's actually all of our texture sets for the boots. The next one to do will be the helmets, and I only need to do 9 of those. But let's connect the boots first, and then we'll do the texture sets for the helmets, and then we'll do the texture sets for the gloves. Again, the gloves will be pretty easy. I've only got to do about 9 of those instead of, as you can see, there's what? Well, maybe I think I have a couple extra variants on the gloves as well, so it's probably like 11. But you know, this was what? For not including the 3 I did off camera. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. 32 texture sets to do. So even doing half of that at 15 or 16 is making the boots and the helmets a lot easier to handle. Alright, so now we need to update these things. So the big thing we want to do here is make sure that they're referring to the Stormcloak Boot M model. So I can literally just copy that, cancel. And we want to do an add for an alternate texture, so we'll leave a placeholder there. Add, edit, V. Add. Let's do a save, just to make sure. Edit, V. Add. Edit, V. Add. So again, we're just getting placeholders in place for the alternate textures so we can link to the proper texture sets and linking to the original boot. See, there's the original Stormcloak boots right there. Our Actually, are there any differences in here? Nope, and as long as I'm using the official Skyrim patch, so yeah, I can actually remove this entry. I don't need an overwrite in mine. It's superfluous. This basically says the exact same information that's in the official patch, so, you know, it's superfluous. Add, 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 add. Those are all the boots. Now we're looking at the cuirasses, so I want to skip past them to make sure there aren't any boots at the bottom. There are. So we've got Falkreath, the Jalmarsh, Markarth, Riften, Solitude. We've got the Stormcloak boots. That's the standard brown fur. Do I have Eastmarch in here? I don't have an Eastmarch boot set. I don't have a black boot set, and I don't have a white boot set. So those I gotta make. Eastmarch, boots, black. No. Better way to do it. Copy as a new record into. Eastmarch, boots, brown. Copy as a new record into. Eastmarch, boots, white. And copy as a new record into. Eastmarch, boots, black. We're gonna go black, boots, black. Copy as a new record into. White, boots, black. Save. Close and reopen it to get the new ones to show up. Black boots, black. Copy as a new record into. Black boots, brown. Copy as a new record into. Black boots, white. Copy as a new record into. Copy as a new record into for our white boots. White boots, brown. Copy as a new record into. White boots, white. Save. Close and reopen the armor add-ons. We'll see them all now in here. Whew. So now we're going to update all of their fur names. I'm going to make all of them have this name for the 3D name. to maintain consistency, because the only one they really need to change is that. Give me a moment. Copy. So those share those. That's got the Fur Boots name in there properly. East March also has it because I copied it from Dawnstar. Fur Boots. Fur Boots. Fur Boots. Fur Boots. Fur Boots. So on and so forth. Because the only real thing we're going to end up changing is the texture reference. Everything else is going to be exactly the same. Fur Boots. Fur Boots. Fur Boots. Fur Boots. Fur Boots. Those three are fine. These need to be updated. Fur Boots. Fur Boots. Fur Boots. Fur Boots. Fur Boots. Fur Boots. Done. Save, because that was a lot of work. This is what we now need to change, the new texture. So they've all got the same prefix of Fur Boots, okay? Fur Boots black. Black. It's always annoying trying to get this to do the pop down one, because that's what we want. Fur Boots, black brown. Fur Boots, black, white. You're trying to promote Gold Miner again, aren't you, Forever Selector? Yep. That was spam, alright. You see, since I'm not actually in Skyrim, but actually working on my monitor in an app, I can easily monitor and adjust the chat as need be. So any of you who are thinking of trying to think I can't do anything, you're wrong. Also, I can ban you from a tablet as well, even when I'm playing the game. That's something I recently discovered. Got the Dawnstar boots, we got the black boots linked. Eastmarch boots is next. We got fur boots, Eastmarch, black. Eastmarch brown. Eastmarch white. F-U-R-B-O-O-T-S, Folkerith, black. Now when it's a null reference, I can actually just start typing, and it'll auto-seek it. And it chose the wrong one. Of course it did. Folkerith brown. Folkerith white. Hjalmarch black. Fur boots. Hjalmarch white. Fur boots. Markarth black. Now, in case you're not catching what we're doing here, this is actually linking to the texture files, the texture sets that we created. Now, of course, any existing texture set you can also link to, but since we have our variants here in the texture sets, we're linking to those. Markarth black, we're now doing Markarth brown. Fur boots, Markarth brown. Fur boots, Markarth white. Save. So we did a nice big chunk. Alright. Riften. Fur boots. Riften black. Fur boots. Riften brown. Fur boots. Riften white. Did I select the wrong one? I did, didn't I? Riften brown, Riften black, Riften white I missed. Fur boots. Riften white. Fur boot solitude black. Fur boots solitude brown. Fur boots solitude white. With the 3 solitude sets. Ah, yeah, so these are the Stormcloak boots. So these are fur boots, black, fur boots, white. Doesn't matter if you're black or white, or purple or green or blue. You save. Fur boots, white, black. Fur boots, white, brown. Fur boots, white, white, white. Fur boots, white, run, black. Fur boots, white, run, brown. Fur boots, white, run, white. Fur boots, winter hold, black. Fur boots, winter hold, brown. Fur boots, winter hold, white. Is that all of them? That's all of them. We've got the full black set and the full white set in here as well. We've got the East March set in here. So that's all. So now we've got the armor add-ons mix. These are all done. This is what needs to be done here, and it's been fixed and all that. Now, we need to update the actual armor entries to match. You can see how it goes here. This is why I started with Dawnstar, because it's at the top of my list. So it's very simple. We just need to reference the new texture for the Go file and reference the original Go file here, which is for the original for boots. So when this is done, I'll be able to remove all of my boot NIF files completely, because I won't need any new NIF files for the boots since they're just retextures of the existing boots. All of it's done inside of the program here, which means a significant decrease in the file size once again, because there won't be any boot NIFs. There won't be here. Here is where all of my no, that's the DDS files. See all these boot files? Right, that's... I wanted it just to look in the one place I was in. Of course it won't look in the one place I'm in. But you see all the ones with boot on them, so... Those... Those, that, all those files are no longer needed. Also, if you're looking in here, you might notice some new additions here. Tunic and pants. I've actually separated out the armor itself into a tunic and pants, so you can actually have two separate pieces of armor. Do a bit of mix and matching with the guard armor. But that's going to be a much later stage along than what we have here. So, right now, let's focus on the boots. We still have to update the boots. We still got to update the helmets. And then we've got to do the gloves. And then once those are done, then I'll worry about adding in the alternate armors. Another thing I need to do is look at one of my mods that gives you the details on how you can improve and break down stuff. I think those are crafting recipes. Because right now you can't actually improve any of these variants. So if I like go into, where is it? We'll close it for the moment. I believe it's in recipes. Region, race, reverb, visual effects, head parts, impact, debris, container. See, I'm not quite sure where the crafting stuff is. Where it details how stuff is improved. But there's somewhere in here is a way I'll be able to enable them for crafting as well, to improve them. I just can't quite figure out where it is at the moment. Let me take a quick look through here. Talking activator, tree activator, texture set, weapon, word of power, word space, weather, voice type. Miscellaneous item, material type. Ingredient? No, it shows just the ingredients. Yeah, I just don't know where I find the section to make stuff craftable. Which should be a relatively easy way to figure it out, because I have a mod, craft, smelt, so on and so forth. So I could just go over here. Craft, temper, smelt, this one. If I were to enable that, which I might as well do right now, so we can add the functionality. Relaunch the this thing. So we did finish an entire section, and we are now on to updating the armors. Let's take a quick look in here to see what we need to do in order to make something craftable. Actor value information, absorb chance, constructible object. Alright, so this is it. Constructible object. Recipe. Now, because they're yellow, that means I actually have a Skyrim entry, so I'm trying to see if I can find one for fur boots, which is what our boots are based upon. Temper armor. Temper armor, this will help. So everything is listed with the temper armor tag. Daedric boots, Daedric hood helmet, Dwemer, ebony, elven, fur hide boots, those are the fur shoes. Ah, this is where it is. It's got to be here. This is all temper weapons. I'm trying to, well, we know that it's listed here as Tempered Stormcloak Shield. Maybe it doesn't have the original modified. I'm also trying to see if the guard armor is in here, but it could just be in the original Skyrim file. Now that I know where to look, constructible objects, I can look in Skyrim.esm. Constructible object. Let's see. Yeah, so here he is. The guard cuirasses are in here as craftable. Falkreath, Markarth, Riften, Solitude, the Pale, so on and so forth. Here's the helmets. Here's the shields. I'm looking for, it should be underneath Stormcloak, because that's the way they set these things up. Stormcloak boots. Fur boots, right there. Let me copy this. I'll grab one of the guard ones as a reference. Copy as an override into. And we're also going to need the one that talks about, but we'll probably need Dawnguard for that. Constructible object, because that's what we use for the gloves. There it is, Dawnguard Gauntlets Light. Copy as a new record into. Copy as an override into. Yes. So we got the Dawnguard Gauntlets, which we use. I am not seeing a way to craft the helmets, but I think that's because the helmets themselves just reference are built upon are basically a replacer for the original helmet, so I shouldn't need to craft those up since all I doing is adding color to each one, so those will craft up fine. We need this to do all the variant boots. Basically any boot that isn't the original boot, so that means the recolors and the guard versions. That's what we need that for. This is just so I can have a reference so I can make an Eastmarch version of it. Now, let's see. That allows us to temper them. Now, one thing I loved from my game, and this mod in particular, Craft Temper Smelt, which is merged into mine, is that it also allows you to break down these items to their component parts. So let's see here. Constructible object. Yes, recipe armor Draugr. So that's to actually craft the item. But we want to look at, I believe it's salvage. I'm looking for, it's probably going to be under like salvage, storm cloak. So that's what we're going to looking for. Salvage replica, salvage steel plate, salvage storm cloak, boots. Here we go. So you can see here now, this allows you to turn the storm cloak boots. So this is the craft down recipe. This allows me to turn the boots into leather. And let's see, do they have one for the Dawnguard ones? Copy as a new record into... Looking for salvage Dawnguard in here. But I don't see DAW. So let's see if it actually exists within Dawnguard itself. Constructible object. DLC recipe. I'm not seeing a salvage in here. So let's go look at Craft Temper Smelt to see if they've handled it or if we'll have to make one. Now I'm not actually going to copy these files in here. I'm just using them as a reference of what I need to do in order to make my own recipes. So I'm just copying them in as a reference. Not a reference, but as a something to refer as a guideline. Because I'm not actually going to be using these, I'm going to be creating my own. But we need to know the proper setup of a recipe. Salvage. I am not seeing DLC in here. Alright, so then we'll create our own. We'll use the existing gloves as our baseline when we get to the gloves to make that. So we'll use this as a baseline for breaking down the gloves when we get to that stage. Yeah, it's not too hard to make a salvage recipe. I changed the item reference of what we're using as a source. The output's going to be leather. Not too terribly difficult. These are, of course, from Skyrim itself, and we'll be using them for making being able to temper our guard gloves, our guard boots, and the Eastmarch and generic tunics. And the variants of those tunics. So we just create the item. Does it create anything type of special here? No, same type of armor. Condition, tempering, parameter 3. Yeah, okay. Nothing terribly difficult. Save. We'll come back to the constructible objects later. Actually, I should probably change this one just so that next time I load the game I don't get multiple recipes kind of fighting with each other. All right. So we have done all the boots. Linked all of the boots. Have we linked all the boots? No, these are the only ones that have actually a proper link. So we've got to update these. Couple things we have to do on all the other boots. We're going to have to make sure that their model name is referring back to the original. We have to give it a 3D name. And then we have to tell it what texture we're going to use. So let's edit and copy. Guard armors are all properly synced up. Good. I hate seeing it in red. It always worries me, but it just means that there's conflicts. Now, of course, you have to make sure that they're also linking to the right armature, so those stay the same. We still have to make those armatures, and of course, when we first made these, we connected them to the armatures. That reminds me. Stormcloak Cuirass White, yeah. Yep. I have the armatures set up for those, so that's good. Alright, save again. So now the next thing we have to do is give them their alternate textures. I'm going to keep the file the 3D name the same, again, to make things easier on myself and everyone involved. Add, 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 I don't have the set of East March or yeah, I don't have the 3 new sets of boots set up, do I? Do I have the armor add-ons done for them? East March boots? Yeah, I did. And I had the black boots and the white boots. So I'm going to have to create entries for those, but I can use one of the other ones as a copy. I can copy one of these other ones to build from that. So let's just finish actually setting these up. Just giving them their 3D names. Well, key points. That I want to mention right here. If we don't do this, it should still work. The only thing, because we have the changes done to the armor add-on section, that means, so when you wear it, it'll look fine. The only thing this particular section that we're changing does is it makes sure that the ground model, you know, the model when you're not wearing it, when it's lying on the ground, when you drop it, when, you know, when it's outside of being worn, as well as the model you would see in the inventory. That's called the ground model or the Go file. That's what we're changing here. We're making sure that the ground model actually has the right texture. If we were to skip this entire step and play the game, you would see the armors on the guards and on ourselves looking the proper way. But in the inventory, it would be whatever our base image is. In this case, it would be the baseline Stormcloak boot. So that's the reason you change it here, is so that when you look at it in-game, in inventory, or on the ground, it's got the proper textures. Not the most important of steps, but it is something you should be aware of. And once I finish with this, we'll actually jump into the game to make sure all the boots are working right, though they should. Like I said, I tested this process beforehand, so I know this particular process for the boots specifically works. But it's always good to check after you've done a major revision like this. Whew. 3D name has been updated on all of them. Good. Let's save. Now the texture file. This is Falkreath. Fur boots Falkreath. Black. Fur boots Falkreath. Brown. Fur boots Falkreath white. Fur boots Ajal March black. Fur boots Ajal March brown. Fur boots Ajal March white. Fur boots Markarth black. Fur boots Markarth brown. Fur boots Markarth white. Fur boots Riften black. Fur boots Riften brown. Fur boots Riften white. Fur boots Solitude black. Fur boots Solitude brown. Fur boots Solitude, white. Save. Always good to save, frequently. These are just going to be fur boots, black. Fur boots, white. Fur boots, white run, black. Fur boots, white run, brown. Whew. Morning, Hedra. We've been up for about an hour, but all we've been doing is, well, as you can see, we're working on streamlining our mod by using texture sets instead of separate NIF files for each thing. We're now doing the boots. And we finished the armors earlier. Well, no, we did. Well, no, actually, we've been working on the boots the entire time. First, we had to do the texture sets. Then we had to do the armor add-ons. Now we have to do the actual armors. The armor section, rather. The texture set is where you just set the textures. That's your main source. The armor add-on section is where you set up the armature. So it's basically sets the player model, while the armor section here actually sets the ground file, what you see when it's not being equipped. Yes, it is. It is working very well. White run guard boot brown. Fur boot white run. White run white. Whew. Fur boot winter. Yeah, that's continue application. I don't want you closing it on me. Fur boots, white run, so it should be fur boots, winter hold. What am I misspelling? Fur boots, winter hold. There we go. Must have just typed something off last time. Fur boots, winter hold, brown. Fur boots, winter hold, white. Whew. All right. Copy as a new record into. Armor, black boots, black. Copy as a new record into. Armor. White boots, black. Copy as a new record into. East March black. And we have entries in the armor add-ons for those. Black boots black, white boots black, and East March boots. good. And I know I have texture files for those. Yep. Black Boots Black, AA. Fur Boots Black Black. There we go. Save. Copy as a new record into. Copy as a new record into. Fur Boots Black Brown. Armature is updated. Texture is updated. Keep wanting to double check these things, but yeah. Everything is done the way it should be. I just needed to do the armor entries. We got the black boots, we got the pale boots, we've got the East March boots need to be done. East March Guards Boots Black. Fur Boots East March Black. East March Boots Black. Whew. Copy as a new record into. Each March Boots Brown. Copy as a new record into. Close and reopen. East March Guards Boots Brown. Brown there. White. Don't do that. White link here for the texture. White link here for the texture here. Whew. The East March Guard boots are done. That just means I have to do the white boots. The name's kind of weird for these, isn't it? White fur boots, black. White fur boots, brown. White fur boots, white. I don't actually need to have the things in parentheses. I could just have them literally like this. I could just say white fur boots. Because that's actually how like the fur armor is in the game. There's several different versions of the fur armor with, you know, different visual looks to them, but they all share the same name, the same visual name, so they don't like have notes on them saying, oh, this one is half a chest, this is full body, stuff like that. But I kind of like having more details in my names. Instead of just saying, you know, oh, these are fur boots, but they're white fur boots. Because then if you're searching through your inventory and all you see is the name, and you're like, oh, which version of the fur boots are these? Are these the ones with the black leather, the white leather, the brown leather? Is it with the white leather but the black fur? I prefer to have a little bit more, you know, distinction. Even though technically I don't need to. Fur boots, white, black. White boots, black. Copy as a new record into. Copy as a new record into. And we close and reopen armor for them to show up. That's a weird quirk of Tesset, is that if you add new entries into the same group you're looking at, you actually have to collapse it and reopen it to see them. White fur boots. Brown. That one. I'm actually, right now you can't actually get access to these without using the console. What I'm thinking of doing is, since these are more neutral boots, is just to add them into the rotation for the guards and anywhere else the boots can spawn. So like you can get the 3 version of these, you can get the guard version of them, or you can get the ones with the black leather or the ones with the white leather. Just adds a nice bit of variety to the boots, because that means that any particular guard can have 3, 6, 9, 12 different variants on their boots. So which should make the guards a little bit more unique if they have 12 variations to choose from. I'm also thinking of adding in retextures of the leather boots as well. So which will add another, 3. So 15 variations of boots for guards is kind of a cool idea for me. Like they still have symmetry amongst them, but there's a little bit of personality in each one. Like this particular guard likes black leather on his boots instead of wearing the hold color. Or this guy likes to use white leather. And it'd be really cool if it spawned in some place like Winterhold where it's very icy. So if you had like the white leather with the white fur, he's kind of blending into his environment. So it just adds, to me, it adds a little bit more variety and flavor to the guards. Ultimately, once I'm further along in this mod, I plan to modify the guards themselves so that they're not all using the same face. So there can actually be some variety in the guards as well as some different races will be mixed in and different genders will be mixed in. So it'll be kind of interesting when we're towards the end of that stage. White. That's the one we want. White boots, white. That's what we're looking for. Alright, save. We have finally finished all of the boot work. Then we just have to do the helmets. We've got all the boots here in the AA files. Here's all the helmets. Yeah, I still haven't even created the proper base for these, have I? So I still have to do the helmets. Alright, let's close this out. Do a quick jump into the game and make sure that our boots are working the way they're supposed to.
Warmer and a lot happier with a belly full of tea.
Looking good. He's got the green boots. Toggle free camera. Green boots, white fur. He's got the yellow boots with the black fur. He's got the blue boots with the black fur. He's got the like purplish boots with white fur. You've got brown fur and blue. You've got green and brown. You've got teal and white. You've got red and brown. Seems good to me. Right. Toggle free camera.
Trouble?
Of course, now the big question is how do they look in the inventory? Which is also the ground model. Kill all. Wolfwreath guard armor, boots. Oh, there's a brown version. Yep, boots look right here. Haffinger guard's armor looks good. Looks good. That's just in the ground model. It looks weird like that. Looks fine on the player. May have to look into why it does that. The Pale Guard. Reach Guard. Rift Guard. Whiterun Guard. Winterhold Guard. That's actually kind of a cool color. So many dead Nords. So many dead Nords. But the boots are working. That was our key. Alright, so I now no longer need any of the extra boots. Which means that my file size will become smaller once more. Open in a new window. Put that over here. Guard armor. So, don't need these. Don't need those. Just want to make sure I'm only removing the boots at the moment. Yep. Boots, 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 boots. Those are all boots as well. Alrighty. Have I missed any boots? Nope, I have not. $18.5 megabytes worth of stuff to delete. So that's coming along pretty good. This will significantly decrease my mod's size now. In fact, by the time I'm done, it'll probably be smaller than the original mod, because I won't be needing all the variants of the armors, as well as... did he do a variant of the helmets? No, I don't think he did a variant of the helmets, but... yeah, so... pretty cool. Now we're going to change one helmet and test it to make sure we've got what we need done for that to work. And then we'll go through it once we've bug tested that and made sure we have the right setup for it. It'll probably be similar to the boots. And do all the other helmets. All the other dark helmets. Boots, boots, boots. I've got the texture set set up here for the helmets. So we got that. That's the NIF file for one of the helmets. We're going to work on the texture file first. Texture file, helmet. That's right, I just need the texture path, don't I? Let's copy that to get the path right. Go over to my textures folder. Now, helmets, helmets, helmets. Alright, so the helmet has a normal map, a speculatory map, and a diffusion map. So I need to add a speculative map here. Now I just need to grab the right name. Guard helmet spec. I need the guard helmet norms as well. Yes, yes, yes. There are the normal maps. Photoshop, close already. I didn't actually mean to open that. For those of you who didn't know what normal maps look like, those are what normal maps look like. It's kind of interesting when you look at this, at the different maps that they have available. You could do subsurface maps. That's good for like skin tones. You have glow detail maps. Height maps add some, it fakes basically height, so it's good for adding texture to it, and you know, all kinds of fun stuff. Backlight speculative maps. Like for example, let me go and show you. Skyrim.esm, we want to look at the texture maps. And where is it? Trying to find something that's a good example of glowing. I figured Daedric would be easy enough to find in here, but that would be a good example of glow maps. I'm just not sure where the Daedric stuff is. Oh, well, here's an example. The Flame Burning has a glow map. Guard helmet normal, guard helmet speculative. And this is Dawnstar, so I want Dawnstar, guard helmet diffusion. So those are our new diffusion maps for Dawnstar. If we go to the Pale, guard helmet, Stormcloak, Helm, Dawnstar, good. That's doing what it needs to do. For this, we actually just need the regular guard helmet. Actually, we need the guard helmet ground for this one. Add HELMET go 0. STORMCLOAK. This one, Stormcloak, Helm, Dawnstar. Trying to see why these two don't match up, because they show since they're the exact same data. Oh, that's why. Misspelled helmet. One of these days, I'm just going to remove the hair entry for a test and see if see what kind of weirdness that causes. Because see what happens is when you equip this, it basically replaces the hair slot on your model with the helmet model. But I'm wondering if I removed it from here, would be able to see the hair. I mean, there'd probably be clipping with some hairstyles, but it'd be kind of interesting if you could maintain your hairstyle inside your helmet. But I'll tinker with that at a future date. Let's first make sure we can just get the pale helmet to look the way it's supposed to. So now we have to alter the armor add-on for the helmet. Because you see what happens is, in the original, for... where is it? For the original version of it, it also had circlet and ear marked as areas in the flag, so I removed those. Alright. Guard helmet. Guard helmet. Add. 01 STORMCL. So now this is linking to the same texture file. Save. Pop out. Back into the game. And when we look at the Pale Guard, we should notice that they have a slightly different colored helmet, because the Pale helmet's not all that big of a difference from the normal.
heading east. Steer clear of Hillwood's tomb. Think about those old plans. Again, having trouble staying with me.
Probably should have chosen someone other than the pale because it's really hard to tell the color difference. But I think it is. It's a slightly different color than the banding around it. Still not quite sure why this ground model of it looks so weird. But it looks fine on the characters. The only time you'd ever see that is there when it's on the ground or in your inventory. But I think it worked. Before we go whole hog on the project, we'll change one more and see if it's working properly. Almost 2 hours of this stuff. Let's do Whiterun. Whiterun's stands out pretty much, doesn't it? Normal maps. Speculative maps. Go find my texture. Whiterun guard helmet diff, of course. Whiterun guard helmet diff. Alright, so then we also have to edit the armor add-on. And then the rest is basically the same. HELMET. HELMET 01. STORMCO cloak. And we need to change the armor model. Actually, I wonder, since we're tinkering anyway, let's go to Whiterun Guard helmet. Let's use the same model that's worn as the one that's used for the ground model. Helmet, go. Storm, cloak, helm, Whiterun. So that links that. Everything here is where it should be. SKSE, launch. Now, a key thing to keep in mind is you don't want to mix up your ground models with your wearable models. So you don't want to put the ground model, assuming that worked better, that they didn't have texture problems. You want to make sure that you're not linking that in the armor add-on section, the AA section, because the ground models usually have different positions and shaping that will not match up. Like, for example, if when I was originally doing the testing, I accidentally put in the boot ground model for the armor add-on, and the boots were basically standing next to each other between their legs instead of on their legs. Well, there's the Whiterun. I can clearly see that his helmet is yellow. Let's see what the ground model looks like when I loot him. So the technique is definitely going to work. Alright, so if I use that, I actually won't get... Yeah, because you can see it's not showing up anywhere. So if I switch it over to the other one, we actually don't get a visible model, unless you wear it. Yeah, so it's probably invisible somewhere on... Nope. So that's something to keep in mind. Your regular model will not work for a ground model either. What's it like floating above my head somewhere? Alright, so now we know what to do to fix the helmets. They're still going to have a weird ground texture glitch, but hey, it's the same texture glitch that you had before, basically. There's no change from the original version of this mod that's up on the Nexus. So let's do the first part first. Pale guard helmet. Yes, I'm absolutely sure. There, now it's got the proper ground model. Now we need to edit all of the helmet texture sets. Helm Dawnstar. Those are our normal maps. Normal maps. Normal maps. Normal maps. Normal maps. Copy as a new record into. East March. So I've got East March helmet, yeah. Now I finally do want to open up my source files. Guard helmet diff.psd. Because I already made black boots and black armor, and, you know, white boots and white armor, so I should make matching helmets. Before we do that, let me make sure I save this. I'll actually do that in a second. Let me first finish off here. Let's not get too distracted. Copy as a new record into. black. Copy as a new record into white. So they've got all the proper helmet matches. I now need to add their speculative maps. EASTMARCH. Dawnstar's got its linked. Eastmarch Falkreath. Whiterun's got its link. Winterhold does not have the properly updated one. Save. No, this is Winterhold. Winterhold. Guard helmet diff. That one I haven't created the file for. Solitude, guard helmet diff. Riften, guard helmet diff. Mark. Arth. Oh god, I hate Hajal March. The name always annoys me to try and get right. Hajal March guard helmet diff. Folk wreath. I actually did make one for East March. Dawnstar has a Dawnstar one link to it. Good. Save. Pop over here. I want to open up my... let's see. That one. Blackguard helmet diff. I'm going to pump up the brightness and a bit of the contrast. That should work. White guard helmet diff. Blackguard helmet diff. White guard helmet diff. Those are all linked and updated. We are done with the texture files as regards to helmets. Now we need to go and look at the armor add-ons. Update them to all use the same base file. Now we're matching up the 3D names. STORMCL cloak, helm, folk wreath. Which one is this? Hajal March? This is Shal March. Markarth. Markarth. This is Riften. Riften. There's Riften again. And let's see, where's Solitude? Solitude is there. Solitude is there. And Winterhold. And Winterhold. That's our armor add-on section. We need to make an East March entry, a black entry, and a white entry. We have everything else. Copy as a new record into. East March. Copy as a new record into. Black. Copy as a new record into. White. Collapse and reopen, get them to appear. Stormcloak helmet, black. Stormcloak helmet, black. Stormcloak helmet, East March. Stormcloak helmet, East March. Stormcloak helmet, white. Even though it technically isn't the Stormcloak helmet, but you know, I'm maintaining consistency with the naming conventions already established of the items that we are modifying. Stormcloak helmet, white. Save. The armor add-ons are now complete. Armor is the last section we need to update. So I've got the East March Guard boots created. I've created, let me go to sorting by this type of name. So this one. We're going to need that. These are all going to remain the same. I think I'm going to rename these and make them more consistent. So we're going to call this Black Armor. White Armor. Yeah, because then this puts it with the black fur boots. And that puts the white one sorted with the white fur boots, which makes it easier for me to make the white helmet as well. And these are just the regular fur boots, so they're kind of separate in their own little world. So I feel like I should be consistent since we have black fur boots, white fur boots. We're going to call these brown fur boots. There we go. So we have the black. The brown has its own little subsection. East March has its subsection. Good. And that makes it a little bit cleaner. To my eye, at least. Who is this missed call? Hope it wasn't anyone important. Well, they're not leaving messages. So whoever it isn't anyone important. I am expecting an important phone call in these next couple of days, but you know, if they don't leave a message, I don't even know if I should call them back. They're probably just, you know, a solicitor. Anyway, so this we need to basically just have it look like the other ones. So where is it? Pale Guard's helmet, because I want to make sure I get this name right. Since they're all the same after all. Add, 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 add. Folk Wreath is the top of our list, I think. SDORM, cloak, helm, copy that, make it easy to reference. Helm, Hajal March. No, it should be Storm, Cloak, Helm, Solitude. There we go. This is Hajal March. Did the Pale. And this one is the Reach, which is Markarth. There it is. And that's Riften. And Winterhold. There we go. Save. Copy as a new record into. East March. Copy as a new record into. Black. Copy as a new record into. White. Save. Update our last 3 armors. So we've got the black armor, black fur boots, brown fur boots. Alright, because it's still got the same name, doesn't it? East March. There it is. Black helmet. Yeah, I'm good. White helmet. There we go. And the white AA file. Save. Let me close and reopen it. Make sure everything shows up where it's supposed to. So we've got the black armor, 3 variants of the black boots. Compare it complete with the black helmet. We got the brown fur ones, those are just the generic ones. We've got the East March Guard armor, 3 boot variants, and a helmet. And a shield, because there is a default shield in the game for East March. We've got the Falkreath set. We got the Haffinger set. Now all these won't have a shield in here because the only ones that would have a shield in here are the ones where I renamed them. The East March shield originally is Windhelm Guard's shield, but the hold is actually East March, so you know, consistency. Same thing with Haffinger. It says Solitude Guard's armor. I changed it to Haffinger because Haffinger is the hold. Dawnstar is actually the Pale. Markarth is the Reach. Riften is actually just the Rift, and so on. So the ones that were using the city names as opposed to the hold names, I renamed. Let's see, we've got Haffinger, we've got Hajal March here. Armor, boots, and helmet. We got the Pale, armor, boots, and helmet. We got the Reach, armor, boots, and helmet. We have got the Rift, armor, boots, and helmet. White set, the white armor, the boots, the helmet. White Run, armor, boots, and helmet. Winter Hold, armor, boots, and helmet. We're good. Everything should be matched up. Pop into the game, make sure. And if it is working, then I can actually remove all of the meshes that refer to helmets, because we only need the original. I don't need the variants anymore. So let me get those folders out and ready. Yeah, that's kind of cool, because I'm not going to actually need all these ones that say guard, all these ones after here that say guard helmet, I won't need. So I'll be able to remove that. Yeah, Zal March, Markarth, Rift, and Solitude, Winter Hold. Because we actually, well, probably also the Dawnstar one, because we just use guard helmet. So I'd be able to actually also remove, no, not that one, those. Much smaller file size, you can see, will end up resulting from this. Oh, the helmets look fine to me.
They say Ulfric Stormcloak murdered the High King with his voice. Shouted him.
Yep, all the helmets look fine to me.
A pox on the Empire.
Now, we do have 3 sets that are not visible because I haven't given them actors to wear. So, help black. There it is, black armor. Layer dot add item C001 DCB 1. FA and FB will be the next ones. And FC. FA, FB, FC. Black helmet is E0A. Help white. There we go. White armor and white boots, because we have the white boots. Help. White. Player.add item. DCC. And E1E0B. E0B. Okay. E0B. Hell. East March. Guard. We got the boots. So we need DCA. DCA. E09. And I clicked out of Skyrim. Of course I did. So now my chat log is all messed up. Move that over there. Scroll that to here. I click back into the game. Good. Barrel. Black armor. Black boots. Black helmet. The black set. Barrel. White armor, white boots, white helmet. Might need to lighten up the armor a bit to match the helmet. But I kind of like it. Just something I was easily able to do because I had multiple texture levels. And now East March. I actually really like the way that looks. What do you think, everyone?
We're the sons of Skyrim. Die, dog.
Well, in any case, we have done the armors, we've done the boots, we've done the helmets. So I think I'll end the stream here, and then hop into the game, and stream just the actual gaming for a bit, before we have to go through all this and make the gloves.